what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I have a special guest with me today. This is my wife, Chelsea. Say hi.
Hi.
Today we're gonna be talking about what it's like to be the spouse of a PA student. So I asked for some questions on Instagram and you guys threw me quite a few, so we're gonna answer a handful of them today and just kind of get an idea of what the last few years have been like for Chelsea being the spouse of a PA student. So,
Yeah,
ready?
I'm excited. I'm ready.
All right. Before we get started, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself?
Okay, and how I make all the money?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. So, I'm 27. I'm 2 years older than Brayden.
Cougar.
And I work in marketing. I graduated from college in 2014. And so, yeah, I danced growing up. Brayden and I kind of grew up together. We met in high school. We dated when he was 16 and I was 18. And then when I went to college, I broke up with him. And then when he got to college, we started dating again. We got married. We got engaged in 2015.
No, that's not right.
We got engaged in 2016.
Was it? I guess it was.
And then...
No, it was 2017.
We got married in 2017.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, we dated.
Whatever. This is what being in PA school for 2 years does to you.
We dated for 5 years, got engaged, got married last year, and then we've been married for 1.5 years, which is wild. And our anniversary is coming up, our 2-year anniversary in October.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
Did you guys move to a new city for PA school?
Yes.
That's your question.
Yeah, we did. So we're from Illinois, an hour from St. Louis, and Brayden, what?
Nothing.
Okay, Brayden applied to a lot of different schools in different cities, but when we came to Kentucky to preview UK, we just felt like it was a good fit. And so we moved to Kentucky and I accepted a job. So he started school in January. I accepted a job in the fall, so I had to move down here in November. And I lived here by myself for 2 months. And it was fun. And that's sarcastic.
Was it 2 whole months?
Yeah, all of November and all of December.
I would still visit on the weekends though, I think.
Yeah, he did. He was good about that, but that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was.
But I'm really lucky that I found a job here because it's not a big city.
Yeah.
And working in marketing, it's just kind of a niche market. So anyway, we're from St. Louis and we moved to Kentucky.
Did you ever feel like you weren't getting enough of my attention?
Ooh, juicy. I think in the very beginning of didactic year, you're still getting used to the routine. You're like amped about PA school and you want to spend your time studying. Like I would say like, I don't know. Once you're in PA school and you kind of get it figured out, I don't feel like you study as much. You just kind of have to like figure out your routine. But when you first started PA school, I mean, he spent day in and day out studying and I was just like by myself.
Probably like the first month, yeah.
Couple months.
I don't know.
Couple months. And we were in a new state. I didn't know anyone and we don't have any family here. And so I just was like kind of lonely.
Yeah, and there would be weekends where I would just, you know, I had been studying and you'd be like, what are we doing this weekend? Thinking like, you want to make plans. And I'm like,
study.
Dog, I'm studying. Like, what else do you think I'm gonna do? I have a test in 2 weeks. And then you'd get frustrated and upset because we didn't have time to go to the movies or out to eat or whatever.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. It didn't happen often, but
no, and it didn't last very long.
A few of those struggles came up from time to time, but I
would say just in the very beginning. There's a bug. I would say just in the very beginning it was that way, and then it worked itself out and he figured out like how much he really needed to study to be prepared for a test, which really isn't that much. Now.
Easy for you to say.
Well, now I feel like you don't study like half as much as you did in the beginning.
Because now it's like there's just a lot of overlap in like the stuff that I have to study for my end of rotation exam, so.
Yeah.
What advice does she have for boyfriends or girlfriends or significant others of students who are about to go to PA school?
It's a good one. I think just supporting them and being there for them is the biggest thing. It was hard for me, but it's even harder for the person that's in PA school. You kind of have to put yourself in their shoes and understand that what they're going through is really challenging, and I don't know, helping them study, asking them questions, just being invested in them, and making sure that they know you're there for them is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would say that's a good answer. And then just like realizing that the first few weeks are gonna be the most difficult, and like you guys are both gonna get into a routine, and you're gonna, before you know it, like a few months will have gone by and you're gonna realize that really getting through PA school is not gonna be that difficult together.
Yeah, Braden's brother's a PA, and his wife told me that the first couple of months were gonna be hard because it's just an adjustment, and she was absolutely right. After you get past that kind of hard time, it's fine, and it just becomes your new normal. How do you balance studying / time with your spouse? I'm about to go through this and I'm nervous.
So I think for me, stop. I think for me it was doing as much as I can during the week, and then on the weekends having more time to just relax, having more downtime. Honestly, having a good schedule, being good at time management, and using the weekends more for time together, I would say, you know?
And you will figure that out, like what schedule works for you.
Yeah.
But I do think if you put the time in during the week, typically on the weekends, we can do some fun things.
I would say go into it, both of you having the expectation that during the week, like you're gonna be working hard as the student, and your significant other might have to like pull more of the weight on their end, like with dinner and things of that nature. And then on the weekends, that's when you have more of the time together. So
that's worked out well. Yeah.
What's something that surprised you whenever I started PA school?
I don't know. I think just how close you get, even as a spouse, how close you get to the other people in your class and their girlfriends and wives. It's almost like you form this little...
wives.
Wives?
All my friends are single.
Well, yeah. But they have girlfriends.
They have girlfriends,
and fiancés now.
That's true.
But I think it's just crazy how close you get, even as a spouse, to their classmates, because you're constantly doing things together. They're on the same schedule, and so they go out at the same times, and I'm usually going out with him. And since we did move to a new state, we didn't know anyone, we don't have any family, and so we've really just like clung to them, and that's been awesome. And they're lifelong friends. Like, we'll come back and see them, and
yeah, they were all invited to our wedding. So.
Yeah, they were all at our wedding, and we just...
Assuming that we'll be invited to theirs, so.
We just love them, and that was a really nice surprise.
Yeah.
Just to have that like companionship.
That was good. So any like final parting words for significant other of someone who is about to start PA school?
Yeah, I think it's not going to be as bad as you think it is. Like we've said in the beginning, it's an adjustment, but really it's temporary, and you're gonna get through it. It's not at all as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Honestly, going into it, I was really nervous. I remember when Braden got into PA school, we were like Googling like lives in PA school. Will I have a life in PA school? Like, we had no idea, and I think that's a big reason why you started your channel, was to educate pre-PA students on what life is like as a PA student. And it's not bad, it's really fun. It's fast paced and you're learning a lot, and it's challenging, but it's been so much fun, and it's flown by. Like, I cannot believe you're graduating in June. Like, it feels like we just moved down here, and it's just an experience that you'll never forget too. We've made so many memories, and we have time to spend together. Like, your life is not over, it's temporary, you'll get through it, and in the end, you have a husband or a wife that's a PA, which is really cool.
And I know, like, hindsight is 2020. Like, we've been through pretty much the hardest part of PA school, so you might think it's easier for us to talk about it, like, oh, whatever. But like, when you're going through it, it is temporary. Like, it's gonna get better. It's not the end of the world. So
yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun ride.
All right, so that wraps up this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you think I have a hot wife, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.
Bye. What's your favorite thing about your dad?